maybe twice, all right? That's it. Because by the time that fish goes back down to their lie, because all tarpon in the lagoon that I've noticed, they come up and roll in the same fish comes up and rolls in the same spot. Whether it be Chicken Island, Plantation, Shotgun, wherever. They continuously come up at least in that hour period. As the tide changes, they may move some, but generally not. Day after day after day, the same fish comes up in basically in the same spot. That's what one of the things that I have noticed over this is my third season of chasing tarpon.
Have you noticed the bubble trail when they go back?
When they go back down, yes, there'll be bubbles. Might take like, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds. And then you see this, you know. That's their lie. Now, in the ocean, I don't think they have a lie as far as I know. I haven't really noticed that personally.
It's gonna be more
In the
mobile
ocean,
than
all hell
moving.
breaks loose all of a sudden, like it did the other day there when Chuck hooked the tarpon, right? I mean, and remember Chuck called Mike and said, "You better get down here right now," because he was just up to the north of us there, maybe, I don't know, what, quarter mile. And he came down, he hooked up too. When the light switch clicks and they turn on and start feeding, you want to be there. But if you don't go, you'll never know that. But you just gotta, well, put your time, it's time spent, isn't it? I mean, it's basically time spent.
But it's fun time spent.
Kind of covered it
Well, it's all fun, even if you don't, I mean, if you say you're gonna hook up with a tarpon every day you go, you're flat out lying. I'm sorry about that, but the fun part is, you're seeing them roll, you're seeing the stuff, and you're making presentations, trying to figure them out. And goddamn, if you figure them out, write the book, we can all read this whole damn planet to retire. Once in a while you get that.
What about, I understand that right after a major thunderstorm,
That can happen with any fish here, Ralph. And I don't know if it cools the water or here I think it's more about, because I don't think it's a front coming through. Here we get our afternoon thunderstorms. I think it cools the water a little bit. Maybe it activates the bait. I mean, I really don't know. And I honestly don't care. But certain times during the day, and when you get those showers, you know, you get that 10-minute shower or rain, you know, whatever, all of a sudden it's just like somebody flipped the switch. And like I said, if you don't go, you'll never know that. And obviously you can't be there 24/7, although I try a little bit. But, you know, sometimes it's first thing in the morning. Sometimes I've noticed at the South Causeway, back, let's see, when was that? It was late June. When the tide was outgoing, and if you all know me, you all know that I like the outgoing tide way better than incoming, because I think it's flushing bait and whatever. But I noticed that at the South Causeway where the sailboats are, just south of the South Causeway, at maximum flow. And I didn't get on my phone and see where the tide was at that point in time, but the tide was cranking. And we were fishing croakers too. I was with my son-in-law was with me, Patrick, and he doesn't fly fish at all. And he had 4 tarpon bites with a circle hook, with a croaker hooked up to the upper lip, 3/0 circle hook. And when he got the bite, he went,
that's all.
don't set.
Next.
And anyway, and I hooked up, it had jumped and spit my hook too, but, in the tide, there was a 2-week period there, or a 10-day, 2-week period, where when that tide was flowing at that particular point in the river, or that spot in the river, that's when they bet. They were coming up and rolling, you could see them feeding, they were eating, I don't know what the hell they were eating, well, they were eating glass minnows, because elephants eat peanuts, right, you heard me say that? Little glass minnows, I don't know what they are, but there'd be a lot of them just beg around, they come up with, and eat them, right? How we're gonna imitate that? You tell me. But, I think 99% of all the fish I've caught, they're opportunists. Whether it be a redfish, a trout, a flounder, tarpon, snook, whatever. If you make the correct presentation with a fly, with a bait, with our artificial, with a plug, whatever, they will jump out and eat it. Not all the time, of course, nothing's 100% fishing at all, in my opinion. But even a tarpon will come up and eat something, even if it's not something they're looking for, like a wad of glass minnows is and that's basically all I know about these damn silver king things. They're frustrating. They piss you off.
Improve your vocabulary.
When you get done fitting up the boat at the end of the day, you're like, why in the frig am I doing this? And then tomorrow morning, you just go out and do it again. Because if you don't go, the only thing I do know,
Don't see the
if
show.
you don't go, you're not gonna catch it.
You don't go, you don't see the show.
But, and let me go over my leaders too. Very simple leader thing.
How long are you spoke to 9 feet, you spoke
I'm over
6
9
and
feet.
3, 6 and 3.
It's not only just
50 and
for
40.
this is a general leader, redfish, trout, whatever, tarpon, doesn't matter. I start, I tied this leader today, we're going out tomorrow. And I just put this fly on here, this is something I tied on, just pull it together. And what I do, and I don't use fluorocarbon on my leaders or my tippets. For anything here. It's fluorocarbon 6. But basically, what's your tip? What I do, okay. This is the leader.
And
So
your line ends here.
That's the line there. Yeah, it's about, I don't know,
About 10 feet.
about 10 feet. It's really simple to tie a leader. Now, the first thing I do is get the same line. I'm using this real alloy hard leader material. And I've got it all the way from 12, 16, 20, 25, up to 60 pound. 60 pound, this stuff is 60 pound. It's about the same size, maybe a little smaller than the fly line itself.
What kind of leader is it? It's not full
It's
of
Rio Alloy Hard.
No, I know that, but,
It's just very
Monofilament.
unique. It's monofilament.
no, okay.
It's not, no fluorocarbon.
No.
So, 6 foot. 3 foot. Foot and a half. And then 12 inches off of that, and then a tip about this long. 30 inches, I don't know, whatever. Nothing technical about it. But 6 foot, 3 foot, foot and a half. Right there is what, 9 foot, right? And then I go down, now I'll go down to 12-pound test with redfish and trout. And then I'll put a 15 foot, or 15 pound, maybe, I don't know that one, I just pull off a little bit. It doesn't matter after that. Then I might use, in the wintertime especially, I'll use fluorocarbon for the tippet. When it gets down to about that long, then I'll cut that off, retie it, and whatever, and I use blood knots for everything. And I've never had a fish break them in the looks like one kind of line and the other, because it won't taper the right way. That way it gets it to do this. And this thing here can be 100 feet, or well, 80 feet, no problem. No problem. You all can take it out and test if you want. And I use this real alloy hard, it's called. It's real, this is real material, I don't know what it is. Saltwater mono. And I bought everything from 12 to 60. There's one, I use the 60 only because, not because of a big fish or something, because you know, a 27-inch redfish ain't gonna break 60 pounds, but it matches. You see how close it is to the tip of the fly line? That creates energy throughout to make it go like this. And so it's a little stiff, but that creates it transmits the energy, I guess, to make it go like that. And it's effortless. I mean, we can go out there right now